Like, that shit phased. Whatever it was, nigga. Hey, he got bro. Specifically, that nigga got kicked in the gut. Specifically, nigga. And he wasn't expecting it. He got the wind knocked out of him, and he had to like stop for a second. It was like a body shot, and he went down. Right? He tried to get back up and take a couple of steps, but nah. Right. Who was it? Guile? It was Guile. Guile. For some reason, like in my mind, this is only Ryu, even though everybody had that sound effect. But somebody who would have been capable in Street Fighter 2 era
of making this noise,
of getting Ryu to make that noise. Somebody had to really bust his shit. I feel like it could only be 3 people. It could have only been Ken, Akuma, or Guile.
That's so funny.
Bust that nigga shit, bro.
Boom shakalaka.
He's
heating up.
Right. Baseline leaner.
Oh man, NBA Jam was so fun.
Bro, NBA Jam. And what was the other one? For Super Nintendo?
Get that weak stuff out of here. It was NBA Hang Time.
Hang Time, bro.
And then remember at the arcades, it was Showtime.
Showtime, yep.
The NBA on NBC.
Yep.
That game was sweet. They had those weird 3D models. They had like those huge muscles.
Bro, them niggas was all squares, nigga.
And their heads would be like doing 360s on everyone. That game was nuts. Fun though.
Record.
Record.
I didn't even look at the thing that you said. But whatever. Let's do it.
Improv. Yo, we're back. SwordCast.
Oh, what update?
Episode, what is this, 165?
Yes.
Something like that. 165. That just sounds like a number that we've been on forever. I don't know. It's like, WrestleMania. I feel like whatever WrestleMania it is, I feel like that's the one that it's been the last like 10 times.
So did you get that update? Aaron Rodgers' ankle, or the X-rays are negative.
Woo!
They dodged a bullet there.
Him. Good for him, that injury. Oh, speaking of football, this is a hilarious video of the Seahawks playing the Rams, and Aaron Donald gets a free run at Geno Smith, and the mics on the field are so loud that you can hear Geno Smith get scared and say, "Oh my God," and throw the ball away.
Right, bro.
That's also what I would say if Aaron Donald,
right, bro, get your big ass away from me, bro,
running full speed at me.
Right, strong.
Absolutely not. But yeah, man, episode 165. We're back. What are you into currently, my friend? You've been playing some video games. I sent you that text.
Some video games?
I was just like, hey.
Yeah.
What's up? Stop playing. Stop playing Starfield.
I happened to not be at the time, but that was the only time that I wasn't playing it. Bro, I haven't been playing some video games. I've been playing one video game. I've been playing Starfield only, bro.
How is it?
Bro, it's like 6 different video games in one. I don't know how they pulled this off, bro. It's really
amazing.
So I'll tell you off top, it's a strong number 2. And I don't know that it could win number 1 for me, but it could make a case, possibly a weak case for number 1 for my game of the year. Like Tears of the Kingdom is still my number 1. I think it's going to go home with it. That was just a really unique game. But Starfield, bro. So did you ever play any of the Elder Scrolls games? Like,
I did.
Like Skyrim and all of that.
Yeah, Skyrim.
So like that style of gameplay where you're like completely sandbox open world, pick pick up literally everything. You can, first person, third person. You go to a different village and there's a whole different set of quests and all this shit, right? Imagine it's just the same game. It's the same gameplay loop, same style of gameplay, but it's literally an entire galaxy, bro. And when I say entire galaxy, I don't mean like, oh, you can go to like 7 or 8 different planets, bro. Like literally, there's like 1,000 planets you can go to.
That's insane.
1,000 planets you can go to.
Wow.
Like, so each in the Starfield roll credits, you can go to like all the stars that are there, and each star has like a planetary system around it. And not all of them have shit. Like I think there's probably like maybe 10 or 20 or 15 or 20 like main planets that have like shit going on. But the game does a really good job of like, if you go to a random planet, it just like can like randomize like events, right? So like I told y'all, I landed on a planet and a pirate ship landed and them niggas start busting shots at me. So I was like, word, when stole they ship and ran off on their ass. They was still looking up at me like, bro, what the fuck? That nigga just took our whole shit.
This game sounds
it's crazy, bro. So like when I say there's like 5 different games in one, what I mean is it's like a straight up like first person / third person RPG. So like has all the story building elements. You can create your character, all of that good stuff. And then like within that, there's like 3 or 4 different main stories. It's insane, dog. I can't even tell you how many quests there are in the game. It's just really, really huge. And also like there's like a spaceship shooter, like a space sim as well, right? You can create your own ship. You can go like have dog fights like with pirates and ship and
That's
shit.
fire.
I meant to cuss, but I said ship instead. And like you can literally, so you can like target their engines and like shoot like
when you fly when you're flying a ship, what's the view like?
Either the first person like in the cockpit, which is crazy.
That's the best, my favorite
crazy one. Or you can do third
that's
person.
like the only time I like first person is when you're flying a ship or something
bro.
like that.
And you have your companions will be like in the cockpit with you. Like it's crazy.
That's so dope.
But you can customize your ship though, bro. Like I spent so much fucking money on customizing my ship. It looks sweet as hell. So like you can target your enemy's engines and destroy their engines so that they can't get away. And then you can literally board their ship and like kill everybody on board.
That sounds fire.
And then take their ship, bro. You can just hijack people's shit, bro. You can, if you choose the piracy route, you can literally like you can hijack anybody's shit.
This game sounds fun.
And then on top of it, so here I'm playing a game. Obviously, I'm like 20 hours in, barely doing any of the main story. Then, and I still have only done like 3. I'm on like maybe the 3rd or 4th story mission right now. And I just found out recently they got fucking the Force. They got powers in this shit too.
That's fire.
You can like fucking. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what is happening with it, but no spoilers, obviously. But there's powers. It's like magic and shit. So I'm like, bro, like, what doesn't this game have, man? Like,
that's dope.
It's super dope, man. So like, I put this joke on Twitter or on Facebook, man. Like, I spent a whole bunch of money upgrading my cargo bay because I was trying to get a shielded cargo bay so I can avoid contraband scans. Cause I be robbing pirates and they be having illegal shit on their ship. And if you try to go into a system with illegal shit on your ship, they'll do a scan. Like if it's a system that has a government, they will scan your ship for contraband. And if they catch you, they'll take your ass to jail, bro. They'll straight up pull you over and was like, bro, get your weak ass out the fucking ship. Give me all that crap you got in your ship. And if you can't pay this fine, I'm taking you to the slammer. And you got to go to jail for a while. Wow. It's like, I mean, they did, and this is a Bethesda thing. They did this in Skyrim too. Like if you got caught and you couldn't pay the fine, they'd take your ass to jail and you got to break out. But I upgraded my cargo bay, so I got a shielded cargo bay so I could slip past with I got some CRUD on deck, bro. I got some bullshit that I'm finna drop off at a local bar on Mars. So y'all niggas give me some bread. It's really fun, bro. Like this is one of the first times where I've like Because you know me, I'm sort of a goody two shoes. Hey, I want to be the good guy, and
Yeah,
you know,
being a
I'm kind of a scoundrel, dog. My sneak level is super high. I got lock picking skills. I be robbing everybody, dog.
Space Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, bro. Like, I go to an enemy base and they got like they call it a contraband cache, which is basically just a bin full of bullshit, bro. A bin full of smut and fucking organs and like like it totally illegal bullshit. And
oh my gosh.
And the thing is, it's actually kind of dope, bro. They raised the stakes because you can't sell it anywhere. You only specific dealers will take the contraband. So like in order to get to those places, you got to find a way to like cheat the system to get there. And it kind of puts it increases the stakes a little bit such that you're sort of like, man, is it worth it? Do I need to drop this shit off somewhere in a safe house so I can finish the rest of this mission? Because there will be times where you're on a story mission and you forgot that you got a trunk full of you got a trunk full of illicit material. Your ship is full to the brim with CRUD, and then you end up going to jail and they take all your money. So
man,
yeah, the game I'm gonna be playing this game for the foreseeable future. That's all I've been. Oh, I also went to the Renaissance Fair on Saturday. That was cool too. They had a melee. They were like legit. So they always have like the lance thing,
the LARPing fights. Oh, you talking about the actual show with the
yeah. But then after that, they had a legitimate melee. Them niggas had on armor and they were scrapping.
That's fire.
They were scrapping, bro. Like they ran at each other from opposite sides of the field. And the one dude hit him with the like 90s movie like duck under and flip him over.
Oh yeah.
And they were like going full force. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I ain't never seen that before.
That's really dope.
Shout out to the Michigan Renaissance Fair. That's what I've been up to.
Was this the last weekend for that?
Nah, it's going until October, I think. The beginning of October.
That's dope. I'm gonna have to go. I haven't been in years. But yeah, man, me.
Don't get the fucking turkey legs. Them bitch ain't got no seasoning on them at all. Trash. Turkey
legs at Disney were fire. Oh man, me. So I finally caved in and I went and fell into the Dune universe, man.
Hey.
So I finally started reading the first Dune book by Frank Herbert. I loved it. So good, man. One of my favorite books ever. I kind of had like a reverse effect. Usually, you want to read the book first and then watch the on-screen adaptation of it. But I love Dune, right? I love the Dune movie. The one that came out in, was that 2021? Right? Yeah. The one that came out in 2021. Love it. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite movies. But then after reading the book, so I kind of, this was a couple months ago, I kind of was reluctant to get into the Dune books because I was, I had looked into them and I didn't know if I was a fan of Frank Herbert's writing style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
But after reading the first book, it grew on me, and just, as I said before, seeing the film first, now I have faces to put with all these characters. I know what these things look like. I know what these buildings look like. I know what these worlds look like. I know what these planets look like. I know what these soldiers look like. I know what these suits look like. I know what you know what I mean? I just know what the world of Dune looks like. So reading the book and after watching this movie and being a huge fan of this movie, it made both of them better. Made the book better, and it made the book makes the movie better, because now I have all this new knowledge on these characters and the things that they're going through that they don't necessarily come out and say in the film, but they're happening. And I said to you off air, it's crazy, because it's almost like what's his name? Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve, the guy who made the Dune movie. I feel like he made it in the way that Frank Herbert writes the books. Like there's things they don't really come out and say them, but I feel like these characters are, portraying what is in the book. They're just not telling you. So it's dope. It made it better. I love the book, man. It's so good. I'm not gonna give any spoilers because I know you're reading it as well, and you're not done with the first one. But I will just say I do understand. I see now why this trilogy of films that are being made right now for Dune are based on this first book.
Yeah.
And I see how the world of Dune has always been thought to be impossible to make into a movie because it's ridiculous.
Scale.
It's this mass is so massive, and the lore is so massive, and there's so many characters, and there's, you know what I mean? Like I totally can see how if you read this book without having seen anything, you would be like, how can we, you know what I mean?
Especially if you're reading this in like 1982,
bruh.
Like what?
You know what I mean? But it's good stuff. I love it, and like I said, it made me like the movie more, and I've like watched this movie so many times. It's becoming one of my favorite movies. Just and now that I've have the knowledge of the first book, I'm just more into it. So shout out to Dune. Crazy, nerdy, wordy, big sci-fi nonsense.
Oh man,
and I love it.
No other way to be than some good old sweaty hard sci-fi.
So shout out to Dune.
Then again, though, Dune is technically still soft sci-fi.
So,
but
give me an example of hard? Would hard sci-fi be like Annihilation or Arrival? Have you seen that movie?
Arrival for sure, definitely Arrival. So the Dune Star Wars.
Is it because the Arrival deals with like
the science
aspect, and it's kind of, I guess, presented in a way that's like a little more realistic?
Well, it's not less about it being realistic and more about like does the technology matter or not, right? So like in Dune Foundation, which is, so people always talk about, and I talked about Foundation before, amazing show, amazing book. I talked about how Dune inspired Star Wars. Foundation inspired Dune. So like Foundation is like the grandfather of all of that shit.
So that means Foundation had to have came out in like the early 60s?
Yeah, it came out in like the early 60s, late 50s even, I think.
50s just scares me when I hear that.
I know.
It sounds like
but like that kind of explains though, like it could go to explain the reason why those books were written almost more like fantasy books than they were sci-fi books. It was just like, it was Lord of the Rings type stuff, but just in space, right? So fantasy, sci-fi, Star Trek or Star Wars for sure, Dune and Foundation. Dune and Star Wars in particular are fantasy sci-fi in that like it's space, it's future, the technology is there, but the technology needing to work within the reality of science is not necessary for that story to take place. Star Trek is also fantasy sci-fi, but they try to do a little bit more with the technology as well.
There's also a lack of technology in Dune, which is cool.
Same with that is one of the things that inspired Star Wars as well, where it's like it's future, but it's like dirty and kind of like fucked up a little bit. Another reason, descriptor that goes into like dark or hard sci-fi is the subject matter. Like if it's a little darker, so like the best example of hard sci-fi in my opinion is recently is Expanse. Perfect. It's gritty, it's dark, but it's also like completely based in like feasible reality. And Arrival, same thing. So like basically if they present the story, I think Annihilation, I would say that's probably hard sci-fi. because they attempted to like create rules for the technology. Whereas
like Sunshine, the movie.
Yeah.
About the sun.
So they create rules for the technology, and more or less those rules like kind of govern the world. In the case of something like Star Wars, like the fucking it's never mattered. Like the technology has never really mattered. It's never really been a thing that's driven the plot. You know what I'm saying?
R2D2 is the hero of Empire Strikes Back.
He is, 100%.
Because if he wouldn't have fixed that hyperdrive,
yeah, you'd all be screwed.
Dead.
What?
Shout out to R2D2, man.
R2.
But yeah, man, Dune, fire, love it.
Yes.
Might read Dune Messiah. I'm gonna read Dune. I'm gonna try to read them all, but
you really should watch Foundation.
It's a
bro.
little crazy after the first Dune book. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. What's it on?
It's on
Foundation.
Apple TV.
Are there aliens?
No.
Are there laser swords? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, bro, it's
I'm
literally
check it out.
the world of Dune is very, very, very obviously.
Foundation.
It's very, very obviously
So
like
this
present
is
in Foundation.
This is the thing that inspired Dune.
Yes.
Did they ever try to make a movie?
Nah, I don't know.
There's a Dune movie that came out in the 80s, and it's all white people.
It's garbage.
Even the Fremen, and the Fremen are people from this planet
From
called
a
Arrakis.
desert. They're from a literal
And
desert
they're in
planet.
the desert, and the book says they're dark skinned, but in the movie in the 80s, they were all white. I can't help it. That movie sucks. All right. Quick wrestling recap. Man, so many things I was wrong about. First, I was wrong about the Dune books. And then I was wrong about All Out.
It was good.
I was a little annoyed that AEW had just did All In the week prior. 50 doll hairs on pay-per-view. And then I'm like, oh, maybe they're doing some type of deal and All Out's going to be half price or something.
Nope.
50 doll hairs for All Out. And I was annoyed and I was like, man, this card isn't even that good. They just threw it together at the last minute. And All Out ends up being one of their best shows of the year.
Yep.
Man, All Out was fire. Match card. They did the Trios Championship match. I didn't really care for it. Like Billy Gunn, what are you doing? Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed versus Jay Lethal and all those guys. But you had the main card. You had the Samoa Joe title defense against Shane Taylor. You had the TNT Championship match, which at first I was annoyed with Luchasaurus and Christian, but it is so funny that how Christian is acting like he's the champion. I've never seen anything like this. It's hilarious. Against Darby Allin, and then you had the beef slapper.
Man,
the two big meaty men slapping meat. Miro and Powerhouse
Hobbs, man.
That match was fun.
That was the whole match.
Was the crowd chanting meat forever? I think they were.
Bro, what?
I'm dead serious.
Meat forever.
And then you had Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho was fun. Then you had what I thought was amazing. 5-star quality match. Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks, man, in a strap match. That match was awesome.
So what was the story behind that? It just kind of came out of nowhere.
So this is like, it was a good surprise. You guys know how much I love Bryan Danielson, and he broke his arm at Forbidden Door in the match with Okada, which, you know what? I watched that match. I watched some of those Forbidden Door matches again recently. I really love that match, man. I think some people were a little like, it kind of put a bad taste in their mouth because he broke his arm and the match just kind of abruptly ended when he submitted him. That match is actually really good. And then considering that when you know the point he breaks his arm, Bryan Danielson wrestles like half of that match with one arm. It's pretty impressive. But so Ricky
he never
Starks,
broke kayfabe because he was favoring it as if you would any other injury.
Amazing. And so Ricky Starks had they had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Oh my God, they had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on was it Collision?
Yeah, I think.
And Starks was just being a jerk, disrespected him, beat him up, and then the next week they're like, "Oh, Ricky Steamboat's gonna challenge Ricky Starks to a match," and I'm like, and I was, how Ricky's my guy. Well, he's one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, but I was like, no, get him out of here. He's too old. He's gonna get hurt or something. He don't need to wrestle a freaking match, Yeah. And but then he comes out and he's like, I'm not the dragon or whatever, you're going to wrestle. They also call this guy Dragon. And Bryan Danielson comes back out of nowhere. He takes his spot. And then he wrestles Ricky Starks in this strap match. And this, I'm not really a fan of strap matches, but this match was amazing. They beat the crap out of each other.
Yep.
Like, there were some times where they were hitting each other in the face, and you could tell that at first it was an accident, and then they just like went with it, and they just started just whooping the crap out of each other with this strap. Bryan Danielson is the GOAT. I love him so much. But Ricky Starks, man, this is a guy who I really think.
Wait, hold on, because last time we talked about him,
we did, and and I think that Ricky Starks has a little bit of that MJF. The thing that I don't like about MJF, that I could say the same thing about Ricky Starks, but I just like his. I think I like his. He's a little more explosive in the ring. Like I don't think he's not like a technical wizard or nothing, but I think he just has. He has a different type of charisma than MJF has that I like more. Like if I had to pick between, and I know everybody loves MJF, but if I had to pick between those two, who I'd rather be the champion, it'd probably be Ricky Starks. For me personally, just
that's my guy,
personal taste. But that match was fire. And then we had that match, the Eddie Kingston and Shibata versus Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. That match was fun. Shibata murdered Yuta again, like he always does.
Bro, why does he keep getting his ass?
He started off as like this guy that was like earning everybody's respect, and now he's just like getting dogged.
He's a literal whipping boy now. Like that's his arc now, bro.
And then, man, Kenny Omega finally has the one-on-one match with Konosuke Takeshita. And this match was fire.
Incredible.
Another match that I would give 5 stars. It was awesome. I don't think that Kenny Omega gets enough credit for being unselfish.
Oh,
this
for
guy
sure, bro.
is undoubtedly one of the 2-3 greatest in-ring wrestlers of the last like decade. And
of the all time, bro.
Of like ever, honestly.
Yeah.
And this dude, everybody's like, oh, they're just gonna keep putting themselves over. It's their company. This guy has lost so many matches this year. I don't think he's won a singles match since. I think he won maybe once since Don Callis turned on him. But he has not won a lot of matches since Don Callis turned on him in this story. And he's losing clean. Like he lost to Ospreay at Forbidden Door. He lost to Takeshita just now at All Out. Match was fire. Takeshita is definitely a huge star. I wish they would get this guy some theme music though. I want him to have like an actual.
He just comes out to other people's music.
He just comes out to like a. It's just like a whatever it is. I don't know. But this match was awesome. It was hard hitting. It was a Kenny Omega classic. It was dope, man. And then you had the 8-man tag with FTR and the Bucks versus Bullet Club Gold. That match was fun and dope. And then the main event, our guy, our champion, Orange Cassidy, finally loses the international championship to John Moxley. The match was dope. I mean, I respect Moxley, man. This is a guy that they always count on when CM Punk starts doing weird stuff. But I'm not going to talk about him. I'm not going to ever talk about CM Punk ever again because I'm tired of seeing him all over everything.
And I won't talk about CM Punk, but I will say this because I hate that, like, because y'all know, like, I have a soft spot for Jungle Boy because he's technically a member of my family.
Oh, that he like pulled him into it.
Yeah, and now
ruined
like
his career probably.
Yeah, basically like he's never gonna get over now because of that shit.
So annoying.
And like, bro, like, go away, man. Like, you just dragging people down with him.
So annoying.
He's gonna have to go away for a long time and like reinvent his whole like shit if he wants to have success.
It's so annoying, man.
Jungle Boy, not fuck CM Punk. He's had his success. Get out of here.
He's so annoying. And then WWE had Payback, which was another fun show. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus had a cage match on the show.
Really?
That was fire. Then and then Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, they finally dethroned Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So now the whole Judgment Day, they all got titles now.
What's going on with the bloodline? What's new in that story?
Nothing really. I mean, Jey Uso is now gone to Raw, and they kind of Jimmy tried to quit the bloodline, and then Sikoa like beat him up and said, "You quit when I say you quit." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That they little brother in real life.
Yes. So
that's hilarious.
They still got the little bloodline stuff going on in the background. Seth Rollins and Shinsuke had a dope match. Rollins still a champ. The WWE thing that's worth talking about though, Gunther, I hate Walter, and Chad Gable had one of the best TV matches on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship that I've seen in years in WWE. Like, this match was so good. Chad Gable's amazing. They need to put that belt on him. I think he's got to be the guy to beat Walter, and then let Walter go beat Roman Reigns, man. Walter is now the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. That's fire. And this match was really dope, man. Chad Gable had his family there. He lost. His daughters was crying.
Ooh.
Walter doesn't care about the children. But all right, man, let's go. Ahsoka. This is kind of a tale of two feelings.
Interesting.
Episode 3 was like 9 minutes long.
Yes. You liked that episode a lot more than I did.
I did. I loved it, but I was also I instantly paused it and looked at the timer when the episode ended because it ended kind of unexpectedly. But I thought it was dope, man. I thought this was some really good, dog fighting stuff and
that part,
spacesuit Ahsoka.
I love that. Was the best part of the episode right there.
I thought that episode like really just did such a good job of representing like the animated world of Star Wars. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that episode was a big tribute to Rebels. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I really liked episode 3. It was good. How'd you feel about that one?
I struggled with it, man. I'll be honest. I thought that there were really good parts. Like, I thought that Ahsoka as a like spacewalking swordsman was really dope. Where she literally like fought a fucking spaceship with her lightsaber. Like, that was awesome.
Spaceship.
Right, a spaceship.
That was cool.
That was really cool. I thought they wasted a lot of time in the beginning of that episode with like the will she, won't she have the Force piece with Sabine. I think that's gonna come back around eventually. So while there were really good parts of that episode, it was hard for me to enjoy it because of how short it was, and it seems like it was sort of a filler episode. And like, if we only got 8 episodes, you can't afford a filler episode, bro.
Yeah, and that's kind of all the shows do that. They always have that one episode where you're like, what are we doing?
And you know what's crazy is that like I think I might start, and I wonder what the SwordCast family's reaction is going to be to this. I think I'm going to start
letting it build up and then watch.
So, but at a specific point though. So episode 1s are almost always awesome, right? the stinker
You know
almost
what?
always
It's always
comes.
the third one.
It's either second or third episode.
We should like go back and
It's
look.
either the second or third episode, bro, because they got you now, so they can afford to like kind of let's slow it down a little bit.
We should go back and look at some of these and see.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna start doing now is I'm gonna go episode 1 for any show, not just Star Wars. Any show I'm watching this episodic. I'm gonna go episode 1, and I'm gonna wait a week, and I'm gonna do 2 and 3 at the same time because I guarantee you one of those is gonna be slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disappointing to wait a week for a slow ass episode, and that's kind of how I felt about episode 3. However,
Episode 4
man,
was the big dog.
if you're gonna have a short ass episode, it's gotta be like this.
Man,
This shit was fucking incredible, bro.
This was arguably the best Disney Plus Star Wars show episode out of everything. Out of Mandalorian, out of this episode was really good. And
I can't think of one off the top of my head that I would say is better. But I think there might be like a Mando season 2 one that might be a little bit better.
Yeah, but it's
up there
of that
for sure.
quality.
It's in the top tier, no question about it.
Man, I talked about before how this show is such a nod to samurai cinema, and this episode just really hit that on the head with so many different scenes.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. I thought this episode was amazing.
Bruh. Balin fucking Skull is like one of my favorite characters.
He is a great
He
character.
is so dope, bro.
He's a good character.
He's so dope, bro.
I love the way the fights were so good. The action was great.
The fight scene between the saber fight between Ahsoka and Balin Skull is a top 2 or 3 lightsaber fight ever, in my opinion.
Ooh, it was fire. It was
in my
great.
opinion, like the only one that I can think of that I would say for sure is better is Ahsoka versus Maul in the Clone Wars, and maybe I got a soft spot for Vader or Anakin and Obi-Wan. But I liked it, but I get why people don't like it. I liked it. It worked for me.
People didn't like it? Of course they didn't. It's Star Wars. What do you mean?
You know, they were, because it was the opposite of this fight, right? It was just like, yo, let's just, yo, Anakin, bro, let's just fucking flex, bro. Give me your best everything, dog, and let's just go. Them niggas was flex.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. This is a space opera samurai show
for sure,
and that's what these fights were like. These fights were like what you would see in some of these old samurai movies, and I loved it. It was amazing. I thought it was dope. So I loved it, man. So I've been seeing that they're playing episode 5 in movie theaters. Unfortunately, I looked and it looks like they're not playing it in Michigan for some reason. Of course not. Why would they do that?
Oh shit! It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Why don't you look and see if they're playing it anywhere? I tried to look and I couldn't find it anywhere in Michigan. But what I'm saying is, I'm seeing that episode 5 is supposed to be so sweet that they're playing. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of statement is that?
They're playing it in movie theaters,
right?
So, take with that information what you will.
So all of the theaters currently look to be fully booked out. Waiting list. Yeah, ain't none of them in Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I saw. So Michigan's not important enough to Star Wars. Whatever. But yeah, man, I'm excited for episode 5. This episode was amazing. This is one of my favorite Star Wars Disney Plus show episodes of all time so far. So
I have a question.
Okay.
How did you interpret? I've been seeing a lot of bad faith, in my opinion, a lot of bad interpretations of one scene here. The scene where, what's the girl, the apprentice's name? Like Skip or?
Oh, I don't remember. She's great though.
Vic.
I love her. Can't remember her name.
Something like that. Where she Kite or something
like that.
Yeah. She knocks down Sabine, and Sabine attempts to use the Force. and the apprentice flinches, and then it opens up an opportunity for Sabine to use
Shin, that's her name.
Shin, yeah, I knew it was some like short syllable word.
Yeah.
So how did you interpret that? What do you think happened there?
I am going to. This is kind of a mix of my faith in them doing what I think would be the best thing, and also what I actually think. I think this was. So we talked about how I don't necessarily want them to just be like, "Oh, she's force sensitive." You know what I'm saying? I
agree.
Because like we see that so much, and it just in Rebels they never really confirmed that or hinted at it. You know what I mean?
Also, Sabine is like 30.
That's another thing we talked about. She's
like
not
30
she's
something.
Not a kid.
She's like twice the age Luke was when he got started.
Yeah. So
and they already were saying Luke was way too old.
Mm-hmm. So I just think. So I think what I'm hoping this was her maybe trying to just grasp at that, and then also her realizing, okay, well, now like this isn't. I don't have this gift, so I have to learn how to be effective in other ways, and I hope think that's what this turns into.
Agree, bro. Because two things. One, I think that's a much cooler character.
It is. It's cool.
Because, and also keep in mind, bro, the history of the Mandalorians, their entire fighting style was developed to be anti-Jedi.
To fight Jedi.
So imagine, like, she's not at a disadvantage.
No.
Like, because she's a trained Mandalorian.
And she can fight.
And also, like, imagine a trained Mandalorian who also has like lightsaber tech at the same time. Like, that's a cool ass.
So cool.
That's not a weak character at all.
It is not.
She's
so let's tell that story instead of the, you know what I mean?
So I've been seeing a lot of people on Facebook be like, oh, you know, the robot said that her force affinity was really, really weak. So like that was all she could muster was like a little pimp slap. I was like, bro, that's pimp slap. Because Shin flinched, right?
Yeah.
So like, no, I think y'all are misinterpreting that, bro. I think what happened was that she was anticipating it the same way.
And nothing happened.
You go to the doctor, you remember the eye poke of puff of air thing, and you fucking flinch because you know what's coming. I think that's what happened. She almost confirms it by saying in the next breath, she realizes you have no power. She didn't know until that moment that you can't use the force.
Exactly. So Shin this whole time was assuming she was a
apprentice, like a legitimate apprentice.
Exactly.
I mean a force sensitive apprentice, traditional apprentice. And it just that flinch though gave her an opportunity. Oh wait, I'm a Mandalorian. I got all kind of tricks and fucking gadgets for you specifically, Jedi.
And then exactly, she does the thing that we just talked about. She realizes that she can be effective in her own way, and does that. So
one other thing, everybody's feelings got hurt when the third Jedi dark person, whatever, literally went up in smoke. Because there was all kind of theories, bro.
That scene was
it was super dope.
Fire. It reminded me of, and I'm sure this is what it was, the way that the whole anime. That there's this one of my favorite old samurai movies is this movie called Sanjuro with Toshiro Mifune. He has a face off with this guy at the end, and he cuts him like that, and it's just a geyser of blood.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
that. And it was you know, when they shot it, there was like an accident. The thing like broke, and they just kept it because it looked so crazy. Yeah. That's what that reminded me of. That scene was fire.
A lot of people thought that character was gonna be Ezra. They thought
it was gonna be
Star Killer.
Yep. Like some people thought it was gonna be the kid from the what is my man's name? The kid from the new Star Wars games.
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis, yeah.
Nah, man, Cal Kestis ain't.
And there's people that's what I said. And there's people that were thinking it was him.
No, it was just actually. So, good question. What do you think he was?
Honestly, I think it's just some Night Sister magic.
And the reason why I know this to be, I can almost say it true for a fact, is that there's there's a level in Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order, I think, Fallen Order, where you go to Dathomir and you got to fight against a single Night Sister and a whole bunch of a whole bunch of Night brothers. And one of the powers that the Night Sisters have is that they can resurrect the dead. So like either it was just a Night Sister magic like ghost, or it was maybe the corpse of a fallen Jedi that had been reanimated.
Fire.
But it was definitely David Filoni was like, yep, see, I got y'all niggas. Why don't you just sit your ass down and fucking let me tell my story? Shut the fuck up. All that internet sleuthing. Sit your ass down and be quiet.
Yeah, there's a Clone Wars episode too, man.
Savage Opress had the Night Sister juice.
Yep, he did have the Night Sister juice. And there's another episode where they resurrect dead. I think it was in season 4. I don't remember though, but yeah.
Sorry, last thing. One of my favorite parts about that I'm looking forward to them exploring more is how the Force is a thing that doesn't have anything to do with Jedi. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But it is, right? Like the Force is a force that doesn't have anything to do inherently
not only for the Jedi.
With Jedi or Sith. It's a thing, and I love like when other cultures have their own relationship with the Force and like have their own methodology to wield it. Night Sisters being the most prominent example. And there's some animals. Remember the wolf in Rebels?
Yep.
And there's like, wasn't there like a turtle or something, or like a whatever? There's other animals. But yeah, I think that's dope, man. Jedi and Sith are just religions, bro. The Forces ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
Boom. Agreed. What is your number one most anticipated movie that is coming out? I know yours.
Come on, bro. Creator.
That looks like that might be your favorite movie
ever, dog. They made that shit for me. Gareth Edwards called me. He was like, hey, Omari, come here. Sit down, nigga. I've been thinking about all the stuff that you like, and I've decided to put them all in one single movie. You're welcome, nigga. September 29th, I expect to see you there. And I was like, sure, here's my money. I'll be there day one. Kidding me?
Movie looks amazing.
That shit looks so fucking cold,
Movie looks amazing. I'd say that in Rebel. I'm so excited for Rebel Moon.
Yep, that's another one.
Oh my gosh, those two movies, man. Speaking of sci-fi, we're doing. We have the sci-fi character tournament coming up, and what we had did last time was we got a couple of seeds together, right? So we had
were you writing them down? I forgot.
Yes, we had given ones to Neo and Ellen Ripley.
Yep.
And then we had given 2s, and we also decided that no more than 2 characters from a single like movie franchise.
Yes.
So you can't have like Luke Skywalker and Darth Maul and Darth Vader. You can only have 2 from each film franchise.
So I got the number ones that I have written down here are Luke and Neo.
Oh, that's right. Yep, Luke and Neo, and then the Ripley. Other 2 number ones were Ripley and
Terminator.
The Terminator. So let's get some 2s.
So did we have Predator as a 2 or a 3? I have it written down as a 3.
Might have been a 3. I don't know if we did that. I thought we only did. Oh yeah, we did.
Well, I think we just mentioned it offhand.
Kind of mentioned them. Yeah.
So my recommendation, again, I'm thinking about like stature of like science fiction stature. The next thing that comes to mind outside of Star Wars, even higher than Terminator in my opinion, and probably higher than The Matrix as well, is Star Trek, just because of how legendary it is.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is Jean-Luc Picard. As a 2. Now I have a second recommendation for Star Trek, but I don't think they are a 2 seed. I'm thinking 7 of 9, who is you're not a big Star Wars fan, but do you have to know this character?
Yes, I am.
Sorry, Star Trek. I said the wrong thing.
I know.
Do you happen to remember this character? Because I think you said you used to watch a little bit of Voyager, right?
Yeah.
This character, they look familiar?
Yes.
7 of 9? Yeah, so that's the Borg that turned into a human.
The Borg.
She's a fucking awesome character. One of the best Star Trek characters ever. She doesn't have nearly as much cachet to be a top seed, so she'd probably be like a 7, 8 seed, something like that. But I want us to keep her in mind.
Keep her in mind for the tourney.
Yeah. And those would be my recommendations for Star Trek. Those to get
get in there,
female characters. Yeah, and bro, Cisco would be too personal. If y'all niggas, because I don't think
the whole thing,
bro. If he don't win, I'm gonna be mad at y'all niggas, bro. So, and I don't want that.
I love it,
especially if he lose to some fucking clown. I'm gonna be pissed. So I don't even want to deal with that.
Oh
bro.
Man, I love it. So not even being seed specific, just thinking of characters that got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So what do we got right now? We got Neo, we got Luke Skywalker, we got Terminator, we got Ellen Ripley, we got a couple Star Trek characters that you just contributed. We got Predator on there. Do we have a Xenomorph?
Oh, that's right. We
talked about Xenomorph getting on there.
Do you feel like the Xenomorph is in the same league as the Predator? They're more alien movies, but I feel like Predator is a little bit more popular.
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe like a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Just needs to be part of the tournaments. And then
do you want to just do Xenomorph, or do you want to do the Queen?
Let's do the Queen.
Okay.
And then I will add a couple more characters to this. I would say just in like,
to be clear, we're not doing fantasy, right? Like straight sci-fi.
Yeah, straight sci-fi. Okay. I would say we have to get a Blade Runner character in here. Now, whether that would be Deckard from the original, which he would have to be, right?
For sure.
So he gets in there, but does Kay get in there too from Blade Runner 2049?
Kay was also in the first one, was she not? Wasn't that the name of his like partner character
in the original? That's Ryan Gosling's character in Blade Runner 2049.
Tripping. What's the name of
the girl?
The girl. It wasn't her name, something like that.
Don't remember.
Look.
But Blade Runner 2049 is awesome.
It is. They're both great. I like 2049 slightly better, but they're both very good. Officer K. I don't remember. I don't even remember what she looks like, so I can't like pick her out from the cast.
Yes.
There's some nerd that's listening that's like, "What do you mean? You guys are fake. You
guys
don't even really like sci-fi.
Fake. You guys are posers, man."
Rachel was her name, I believe.
So we gotta get Deckard in there.
Yeah.
And then we gotta get Evelyn in there from Everything Everywhere All at Once, of course.
Yep. Are you doing Evelyn over Jobu Tupaki?
Oh, we gotta get both of them in there, I think, in my opinion. But if I'm picking one to nominate, it's gonna be Evelyn.
I agree. Evelyn West? What was her?
Wong? Yeah, Evelyn Wong. God, I love that movie. The movie's amazing. So where we at?
We got
how many nominees
1, 2,
we got
3,
here?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the moment. I wanna hold on Jobu Tupaki just for a minute, only because like I don't want us to miss anybody. I don't want us to miss like a major character. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What other franchises are we missing here? Got Star Trek, got Star Wars,
got the Matrix,
Terminator,
got Predator.
I mean, we got. Do you want Trinity? Do you want Morpheus? I mean,
we gotta put Morpheus in there. Have to.
Fuck yeah, man. He gotta. Ain't no lower than a 4 seed in my opinion.
Like Morpheus's character in the Matrix is. I saw this thing, and it was like, who are some of the best written film characters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Morpheus. Like, this is a guy who they don't spend too much time on it, but you could tell this is a guy who thought he was the one at a point and finds out he's not the chosen one. But instead of, I guess letting that, destroy him, he ends up just ends up actually finding his real purpose.
Right. I mean, the prophet told him that he straight, like, your purpose is not to be the one.
Yeah.
You will find the one, dog.
And then he finds his own purpose and becomes arguably just as important as the one.
Sure.
So
no doubt.
Great character, Morpheus, man.
All right, what other tentpole franchises are we missing?
Mad Max.
Yeah. I would have him as a lower C.
I would have him as a lower C too. But still, Mad Max.
Max Rada fucking whatever.
Dune.
Gotta have
Duncan Idaho or Paul Atreides. Men in Black. Dog, Men in Black.
Hey man, Jay was a good character.
He was. He sure was.
That's funny. Okay,
lie.
let's keep him in the mix.
Keep him in the mix.
In that Joe Butupaki range is maybe like a lower seed or like a Agent J.
Man, dog, that movie. I used to love the first Men in Black movie.
Me too, man. NYPD. That means I will knock your punk ass down.
See this? NYPD. Will Smith in his prime was.
Yeah, he was untouchable, man.
Iconic.
He did the touching. As Chris Rock.
It was.
See what I did there?
That was a bar, kind of. That was clever. What about? Are we considering? What about a movie like? Digging deep in the sci-fi bag here.
I got one, low key.
Uh-oh, what you got?
Caesar from the fucking Planet of the Apes, baby.
That's a good one.
Gotta have him in there, dog.
That's a good one.
Damn, that fucking
that's a good one.
That shit's so dope. I love that trilogy.
Apes on tanks.
Right, on fire with fucking gats, dog. With machine guns, bitch.
That is a good one.
So here's one that I think probably should be a pretty high seed, even though I don't personally fuck with this show, but I know how popular it is. Doctor Who.
I am not familiar with Doctor Who.
It's a very, very campy.
I mean, I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
Bro, it seems like exactly the kind of thing that I would like, but I just can't get into the camp, bro. It's very British, but he's one of the most iconic sci-fi characters that there is. I would say he probably belongs in a, like, no lower than like a 5 seed, maybe, in my opinion.
That's okay. What about a tag team of Marty McFly and Doc Brown?
Love it. Love that, bro. Fuck yeah, man.
And they are a tag team.
I almost want to put Rick and Morty in there just to have them face off at some point, bro.
Oh, man. Rick and Morty are so based off of
100%, bro.
Off of Back to the Future. That's hilarious.
That's such a good call, bro. Those two. Excellent, bro.
Rick and Morty is so funny, man. God, that show. Little Bits.
Right.
Man. Rick and Morty.
What other franchises have we missed? So we're doing, this is all live action stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Because I definitely would have said Tetsuo, and I would have said
Optimus Prime.
Dog, and I would have said
Optimus Prime.
Kusanagi from Optimus Prime is.
He'd have fucked around and been like a 2 seed.
He'd have been out here annihilating everybody, especially if we're talking about violent killer Optimus Prime from the movies.
So Jurassic Park comes to mind, but are there any characters in Jurassic Park like that are noteworthy besides the
T-Rex?
that T-Rex is in like 3 different movies though. Like it's not a terrible idea, to be perfectly honest.
Hey man, it's Godzilla Sci-Fi.
Oh yeah, bro. Come on. I forgot about Godzilla for sure. Okay, if we have Godzilla
gotta be a onesie. He can't not be a onesie.
I like our 1Cs, but he would be no lower than like a 2 or 3 seed.
Godzilla. Jeez, terrifying.
If you have Godzilla, you kind of have to have King Kong, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So what do we think? Are we thinking, because the only 2 seed we have right now is Jean-Luc Picard. Do we think any of these folks that we've listed so far belong in that tier?
Yeah, this is good. These are good.
None of these characters pushovers. Like they all can hoop. You know what I'm saying? They all pros.
They all can hoop. This is a really good start, though. I like this.
Yeah,
this start here. All right, man. How many we got down now?
We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh man, we gotta get
17.
We gotta get Murphy on there. RoboCop. We gotta get RoboCop in there
for sure.
Oh, we gotta get RoboCop in there.
Judge Dredd.
What about Judge Dredd's a good one.
That second Judge Dredd movie with Carl Urban was fire.
The new one? The newer one?
Yeah, it was like 2012.
I heard that one was pretty good. I actually really never saw it. Man.
It was way better. I mean, I like the one with, what's the name too? With
Sylvester Stallone.
But this one was this one was a little bit more like a little bit more comic and less campy, because the comic is sort of ridiculous, right? This one does it less campy, in my opinion.
Okay. So how many we at right now?
I think we're at 20.
Boom.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
I like that. Let's get one more so we can be at an even 20, and then next episode we'll come back and get some more on there.
Got Dune.
What characters we got from Dune?
I got both. I got Paul,
Duncan,
Paul and Duncan.
That's great. I love that. Gurney Halleck be snapping on people, man. You will address the Duke as sire, oh my lord. Chill out, Gurney. What about, we got Blade Runner, you got Mad Max on there.
Stargate. Stargate doesn't really have
I'm not really familiar.
Me neither, and it doesn't really have any memorable characters.
What about what's that one weird movie that John Travolta was in the 90s? People love
Face Off?
Nope. It's a sci-fi movie. Dog, he looked super weird, had a giant forehead.
Bro, what the fuck movie is this?
Dog, I don't know.
Hold on, bro.
It's a weird sci-fi movie. People love this movie.
Battlefield Earth?
That might be it. Does he look weird with a big forehead?
I don't feel like oh yeah. He looks
so weird.
He's like a rip-off Klingon, basically.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to put this nigga.
Nope. All right, nope.
I don't want to put this in here, man.
What about
I was about to suggest something, but I forgot now.
We got Predator in there. We gotta have Dutch in there too.
Dutch.
That's Arnold from
yeah.
Predator.
Yes, I can. Let me think. Let me retrace my train of thought. It's gone now. It'll come back at like 3 in the morning.
That was the oldest thing you've ever done.
I mean, I know how these things go. It'll be back. Oh, Katniss Everdeen.
Is that
from Hunger Games?
Is that considered sci-fi?
Yes, it's a dystopian.
Oh, we gotta have Rico from Starship Troopers too. Starship Troopers is Cult classic. Wasn't that his name?
I saw Starship Troopers. But
that's not. I know people. My brother loves that.
This month. Didn't he get killed like immediately?
No, he's like the main character.
It was somebody who gets like immediately killed in this movie, like right away. I thought it was him.
That ain't him. He's the main character.
Bro, this nigga looks like a man who's look, he look like he's about to die right now in this scene.
Nah, man. Rico is a man. Starship Troopers was a fun movie. I've seen that.
I like Dutch. We'll go with Dutch for now, and we'll come back to the other ones.
So Will Smith Sneaky should have like 3 characters in this.
For sure. I was thinking about
Independence
Day. Hell yeah.
I Am Legend, I, Robot. He did.
I love both of those movies,
bro.
That was the era where Will Smith was my guy.
He did his thing, man.
You couldn't tell me
He really did his thing, bro.
Yeah. During that era, like mid 2000s, bro, he was like off of Ali and all of those other joints.
He did his thing. What about other movies to consider a character from? What about like Total Recall, Looper, Inception?
I like the Inception call. I can't remember Leo's character's name, but
oh man,
that's a good character.
What was his name in that movie? What was his name? Was it
Cobb.
Dave? Dom?
Cobb.
Yeah. Dom Cobb. What a whack name. I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, but I actually really like that movie Edge of Tomorrow.
That's his best movie. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah, I like that movie, and his character in that movie was cool.
It was an anime first, I think, or not a manga. It was like a light novel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
First, I think.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
There's also Minority Report. I know people love that movie. I never really liked that movie that much, but people are into it. We'll get feedback. I haven't committed to any of these. I wrote them down. We'll get feedback. Okay. What do y'all think in the Discord?
Let us know what y'all think.
YouTube and
read off what we got so far.
Actually, some of them I didn't write down.
For the sci-fi character.
Let me do what was. We said Dutch. We said Katniss. We said
Dom Cobb from
Inception. What do you remember what Will Smith's character's name was in Independence Day? Mike?
I'm sure it was something super black. Marcus. Forgot. Day. But I do love that movie. And he punches an alien in the face.
Bro, socked him right in the grill. Right in the faceplate, dog. Stevens, Captain Stevens. Steven Hiller.
Oh yeah. Captain.
Okay, so I got
that alien from Independence Day.
Horrifying, bro.
Sorry, it scared me.
Fuck. I told y'all that story, bro. That was legitimate trauma for me as a child.
That scene.
I told my dad, "Yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here now. I cannot watch this shit no more, bro. We gotta go." When Brent Spiner did the autopsy and the alien got control of that nigga's mind.
Yes.
I was like, all right, bro, come on, we
gotta go.
Sorry, Dad. I tried to stick it out, but I gotta get out of here, bro. It's 1996. What do you want from me? I'm like 8. We just went to see Ernest Scared Stupid like last weekend. Now you want me to watch this shit?
Man, speaking of taking kids to the movies, I took my kids to see The Goonies. They played it in the movie theater, and I took them to see it. Bro, first of all, they were in that mug dying. I forgot how good that movie was.
It's good.
I haven't seen The Goonies in a really long time. It's one of my favorites from when I was a kid.
It's the
that
child,
movie
it birthed Stranger Things.
That movie is fantastic, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
Like the first 10 minutes of that movie is like nonstop. The constant banter between the kids is hilarious. Like that movie is great, and it's so funny. I love The Goonies.
All right,
Chunk, man.
Chunk.
That's not even the worst thing. And then when I was 5th grade.
I feel like Chunk is the character that inspired what's the name? The guy with the tooth with the missing teeth from Stranger Things. But like, what if they like loved him?
Oh, you're talking about Dustin.
Dustin, yeah. What if it was Chunk, but like that was their boy, but they like fuck with him.
And I made some fake throw up, and I stood on the balcony, and I dumped it out, and I made a noise like.
He made a noise like.
And that's not even the worst part. The people saw it, and then they started throwing up all over each other. Chunk, man. That's my guy.
So we have 7 of 9, Queen Xenomorph, Agent J, Duncan Idaho, Paul Atreides, Caesar from Apes, Marty McFly and Doc Brown.
Tag team.
Godzilla. King Kong, RoboCop, Judge Dredd, Dutch from Predator, Cobb from Inception, Katniss Everdeen, Captain Hiller from Independence Day, and Mad Max. These are currently unseeded at the moment.
Boom.
Our 1 seeds are Neo, Luke, Ripley, and Terminator. Our only 2 seed at the moment is Jean-Luc Picard. Predator as our only 3 seed. I got Morpheus as a 4 seed, and I wrote in. I don't know why I did this, but I kind of like it. Or do you think she's too new? I had Evelyn as a 4 seed, or is she too new for that?
Look, man, that is one of the greatest films of all time. I have no problem.
Let's roll with it then. And then I have Doctor Who as a 5 seed, and that's those are only seeded positions so far. I definitely think that some of these folks are going to be high seeds, but I just don't know right now. So what do y'all think? What do y'all suggest?
Let us know what you guys think and what you suggest. I think this is a good start, man. Yeah. So, boom. All right, man. How long is this episode?
We're at 1 hour and 11 minutes at the moment.
Okay. You want to call this one?
Yeah, we can call it because I see what the top 5 is, and I want to give it. I can think of it
some proper
at the top,
thought
off the top of my head. I know what my number 1 is, obviously, but I want to give it some real thought.
Give it some real thought. Good. We're gonna
because there's some joints that I need y'all niggas to get up on. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna stay on the sci-fi kick for the next episode. And then I have a good sci-fi definitive top 10 for the episode after that. I'll send you guys to the Discord so you can get ready.
Let's go.
But yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening. We're back in the lab working on music.
Working on some stuff.
So we will catch y'all next time. Thanks for listening. Let us know, and everybody in the Discord, let us know what you think of this list so far we have of participants for the sci-fi movie character live action tournament. And let me know what y'all think. Peace.